Michaela, he's speaking to you.
Oh,
Come speak to everyone.
hi.
Hi, baby.
She being silly as usual. Yeah, I'll be there Monday. I gotta go to DMV.
Okay, finally been able to get that straight, huh?
Yeah. They said they mailed it on August 3rd. It got to me about second, third week of September. So I said, I'm not putting it back in the mail. I'm coming. I'll just be there. I'll head that way Sunday night. Got a 9:30 appointment. I made an appointment so I can get it and get it settled.
Do you need to stay at the house?
Probably so. I was thinking about between you and T because the
Either
one
way-
on Broad Street didn't have an appointment available, so I made it for the one on the south side.
Either way, if you need to get in, just let me know. There's
Okay,
nobody there.
thank you.
Like I said, we came back today.
Okay.
Good evening, family.
Hey,
Good
Trail.
evening, Detrell.
What happened to Michaela? She disappeared?
She's still right.
Michaela, thank you for singing happy birthday to me
You're welcome.
and then running away.
Right, and then left me hanging.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Good. How about you? Good. How was your birthday?
It was nice. It was quiet. They took me to eat and then I went to sleep.
Uh-oh.
That's a good birthday.
Right. Eat and sleep, right?
Yes.
Good.
Preston Fortune, what's that stuff around your chin?
I'm always changing.
It looks good.
Thank
Yeah.
you. It's not in yet all the way. I got it. I give it a couple more. Give it another month or two.
You look distinguished.
Thank you.
Hi, Corliss. Hi,
it'll
Herb.
be full. pretty soon.
Hey, how's everybody?
Hey, Hurt.
Good.
Hey, how's
Hey
everybody?
there. How are you, cousin?
Down.
All right, all right. Preston think he's a schoolboy. Beautiful Friday night.
Yes.
Mhm.
When you can see your family, it's always a beautiful night.
That too.
Got that right.
The truth.
That too.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll get started. Hi, Herb. We'll
Hey,
get
how you
started.
doing, Jim? How's
Doing fine.
everybody? Yeah.
Yeah,
Good, good.
we'll get started in a couple of minutes.
What you eating, Melanie?
Some store-made seafood salad.
I went to Cape May today, and I ate in the lobster house. Well, I had a
Oh.
good meal.
That's good.
Yeah.
We I don't cook on Friday nights. So we went to Publix to get fried chicken and they told me a 5-minute wait. And then so we walked around, came back, and then they was like, oh, we gave all of that chicken away. It'll be 15-minute wait. I was like, Michaela, what do you want out this buffet? Salad bar or whatever, where they had the chicken tenders, the warm food. I was like, I'm not waiting another 15 minutes.
No.
So I just picked up me a little seafood salad.
Mhm.
Found out about 3 weeks ago that she has fish allergies
Oh,
and mold and pollen. I finally took her to get the allergy test done because she has all year long allergies and she's always had them. And the biggest reaction she had was to the fish.
mm.
Said, poor thing, she don't know what she missing.
I had
So-
allergy test last week too.
Did you?
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah.
I'm
You had
still-
any allergies?
Yeah, I have a bad allergy to cats, and of course I have one.
Right. Right. I was gonna say, how you gonna do that? Had you been suffering since you had the cat?
The doctor said I may have built up a resistance to my particular cat,
Okay.
but I still have the remnants from the allergy test.
Oh, wow.
Mhm. And that was a week ago.
See, Wow. I told the lady she did it on Michaela's back. I told her don't wash the marks off so I can know if she washed her back when she get in the tub. She was great to wipe it down. I said, no, you can leave one there. That's the way I know if she took a bath and washed her back.
That's a good one.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it was.
She looked at me kind of strange, but I said, no, I'm for real. How's your sister? How's the Ree?
She's fine. She said she's laying across the bed. I asked her if she was joining us. She said, I already took my hair off. Tell everybody I said hello.
Hey. You see mine. It's so fuzzy right now, but I'm gonna watch it. And I think I'm gonna try to straighten it this week. The humidity looked like it was gone. I'm like, I'm gonna see if I can straighten it and not look like a fuzz ball by the end of the week. I have a wedding to go to Saturday. So we'll see.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started. First of all, Ms. Howe, would you give us a little prayer, please?
Oh, yes, please. Dear God, please bless this family. Bless each and every person joined here and those that thought that they wanted to make it with us but could not. Those that we haven't heard from, haven't seen, please bless our family. We are in need at this point. There's death around us, there's illness, there's stuff that we don't even know that others are going through. And we just ask you, God, to please cover each and every family member near and far, and have this Zoom be what you need it to be, and make more family members come on out and join us tonight. These are the blessings that we pray for, and we say amen.
Amen. Amen.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that a lot.
You're welcome.
This is what we're gonna do tonight. I'm gonna run through a few things and then the floor is gonna be open to the rest of us, the rest of you all, I should say. This is open forum night, free forming, free talking. This is your opportunity to tell me to go to hell if you feel like it. If you always wanted to, that's fine. That's fine. Anyway, of course, I'm just kidding about that part. Nobody's gonna tell me to go to hell. At least
Not me.
anyway, I'm just gonna run a few things. Actually, we've already started. You all been talking, and this is part of what's so fun every month. We get to it's just like being at the barber shop or on the corner. I like this. Anyway, I'll run through a few things. Between as of Tuesday, approximately 3.5 week period, we lost 10 members nationwide.
Woo.
Family members that I'm aware of, just so I'm aware of. I'm gonna touch on a few of them. A young man down in Newport News, Alfred Lamont Johnson, I didn't know him. Delala Kennedy up in Philadelphia. She's one of the relatives of Laura Neal, and this is on the Meekin side. All of these are on the Meekin side of the family. Benjamin Daniels, I believe in Brooklyn. That is our Ropers, that's their uncle, one of their uncles who lives in, I think he was 80 years old, if I remember correctly. I'm sure I mentioned this one here. This one I'm going to talk about right now to some of you all in the last week or so. But doing my research 4 years ago, I ran across a guy by the name of Benny Meekins Sr. was moving out of Gary, Indiana. He's a native Gary in Gary, Indiana, yes, to Newport News, Virginia, and he was a deputy sheriff in Newport News, and then finally in Norfolk. Well, Saturday before last, he got married for the second time. So you count Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 5 days and he was dead.
Mm.
He died on the
Mm.
5th day of being married to his wife, age 50. 49, he would have been 50 this month, October. So that was just shocking.
Mhm.
I had updated our genealogy with the new bride and them dancing at the certain reception and so forth and so on, and gone. I think he had 4 or 5 children and multiple
Mm.
grandchildren. So I never got a chance to meet him, and as I now I think about what we're going to do next year, we probably would have had an opportunity to meet him next year. The other two hit very close to home for many of us. Byron Chin passed away up in Jersey. His funeral was on October October the 3rd in Morristown, New Jersey. And his twin girls are Donine and Dion Chin. One lives in Delaware, and one lives in Pennsauken, New Jersey. And of course, the eulogist, as most of you all know by now, was Reverend Wayne O. Chin. And of course, 7 days later, he passed away. So as we speak, I am not certain as to when Wayne's funeral will be. It was posted 2 days ago that it would be a week from tomorrow. That posting has been removed. I understand why. I'm going to say this for those of you who haven't seen your emails in the last 2 hours. I sent out at the family's request a donation solicitation email. So if you're able to help the family, the immediate family, they will really greatly appreciate it. So Lord willing, I'll be heading back to New Jersey um, for another sad occasion. Brenda and I will be heading back your way for those in New Jersey. And the only good thing, I get to see my family again, and especially Linda, because Linda was, I don't know what it was. We saw her last time. She was extra beautiful. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. Everybody was commenting about that, how beautiful she was that day.
Oh, I love you. You my favorite cousin.
So anyway, so Lord willing, we'll be Brenda and I will be up there because my calendar is pretty clear right now. And if it's not, I'll make it clear. Because Wayne meant a lot to so many of us.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
he
yeah.
did.
If I remember correctly, I think he preached a eulogy for my sister. And that was in 2000, Melanie, 2006?
Yeah, 2006.
2006.
Wow.
Yep.
So you see, he did a lot for a lot of people, just an awful lot of people. And he's joined us here in this house in Maryland on numerous occasions for Thanksgiving. He and Sherry, and of course, Sherry passed away back in January. And his grandchildren and great grandchildren. It's just a tremendous loss, and it's just, some of you might have seen the email I sent out. He sat right next to me at the table with Linda and us, and we had a really nice hour plus fellowshipping at the repast, and you just it's
Yeah.
literally, we saw his last eulogy. That's stunning,
Yeah.
just stunning. So anyway,
And Jimmy, Sunday, he came to church. We had Friends and Family Day, and I sent out a text, and he came. And normally when we have a crowd, we don't ask the visitors to say anything. But Rev said, I want the visitors to say a few words. So Wayne stood up, thanked the church for allowing the family to have Byron's funeral there. And he said, just a few words. And we stood out in the parking lot, laughed, talked, had, do what we do. And that was it. And that was the last time that I was in the presence of Wayne. And it was just, it's still numbing. Just can't, flicker of an eye. That's it.
Less than 48 hours he was gone after you
Yep.
saw him.
Yep. Yeah.
And I tell you, the eulogy that he did for Byron's last name was Chin. Most people knew Chin. But he kept talking about Meekins. He kept mentioning Meekins.
Yeah.
He always
Yes.
mentioned Meekins.
Yeah.
I thought that was very heartwarming to all of us who get involved in what we're doing right now. He didn't necessarily say Chin. He said Meekins.
Yeah.
Meekins family. So we're going to miss him. He had already said, talk to my wife about coming down next month for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. He mentioned that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. It is.
Her, for some reason, we can see your eyebrows, but that's about it.
We're gonna straighten that out. Here we go, loop the loop.
A little bit better. We get there.
Yeah.
You're getting better.
Mhm.
Okay. Just a reminder about the donations that we ask annually, the scholarship fund and seed money, and continue to use Amazon Smile for making your purchases, please, because we really do need the funds, the donations that come from Amazon, because we are a nonprofit organization and we are registered with them. I think everybody on the call has had an opportunity to comment about how our reunion went back in August. Detrell, I don't think you had an opportunity last month, if I remember. If you have any comments you'd like to make, that'll be fine. You can do it now.
I had a ball. I had an absolute ball. It was the best one thus far, in my opinion. And when I looked at the numbers that you sent, I think it can only get better from here.
Hopefully, yes.
I agree.
Well, thank you. I was reluctant to say what you just said about the best one ever. I said it, I guess.
Well, the best one that I've attended, I'll say that. I said the best one ever. And I meant, I should have said that I've attended also. I made that comment the other night, and I thought about it after. I said maybe I shouldn't have said that, because it's not about I or me, it's about we. And I don't like to talk about myself. Nobody does. Well, most people, not unless your name is Trump. But anyway.
You said that right.
But I thank you for that. It means a lot to our immediate association, the DC, at that time, DC committee. It meant a lot. And we worked very, very, very hard. The 5 people plus one, Dawn Meekins, helped us on, came in out of nowhere. I never met her before, but she had volunteered to help us. And she came early and stayed late both days. So really thank her. And a little side note to that, as I said, I never met her, but I was going through. I was going through our website the other night as I was doing some updates on Wayne and so forth, and I noticed that in 2017, I had made a post to ask family members to support Christine Meekins' gospel CD. 2017. Christine Meekins is Dawn Meekins' mother. And she didn't know that. And I reminded her of it. I made her aware of that the other night. And she was shocked that I had done that and grateful. But I thought it was ironic. 5 years later, she came out and volunteered and helped us and did a magnificent job. And she left an impression, because some people say she smelled good too.
She was so personable.
Man,
I don't say who said it.
a cane shake, I get a pain, I can't explain.
No.
So anyway, anyway, we're grateful for her help and everybody's help. Because it is, we said all along to the executive committee, they would have to help, and they did. And we appreciate that, especially Melanie getting out there. And of course, she's younger than we are, well, some of us, myself. And I got her did a wonderful job in helping us. She always helps out at all our reunions. And I think back to her mother's participation many years ago, and then her brother, and of course now her. We kind of all grew up with our parents bringing us to the family reunions 40 years ago, and we've continued. And that's why it's so important to have kids involved in our functions. So anyway, next item I just want to touch base on. As you know, at the business meeting back in July, the family decided to reorganize and do away with chapters and really replace. We would still have an executive committee, but as far as reunions are concerned, we would build, I actually should say, start a family reunion planning committee, whose sole purpose would be to reach out and, in other words, control or make, establish reunions, family reunions in different cities going forward. And I want to say that committee has hit the ground at NASCAR speed. They have made more progress since the 4th of October than most time it takes us 6 or 8 months to do. It is unbelievable how things are moving. So far, we have on that planning committee, we have Rhonda Hill Wilson, Leslie West, Ronald Meekins, Sharice Blount, Blount. We have Sugar. She's on the call.
Sugar.
Thank you.
Sugar's on the call. We can't see her face
Inside
right now. There she is. Her uncle, Bubba Meekins, Melanie, Carlina Saunders, Jason Meekins, looking forward to meeting him. He lives in Lancaster, Virginia. And today we added Larry Woodson out of Richmond and New Kent. So, and we'll probably add some more people that are volunteering. Because Melanie, you say you're gonna send me some information.
Yes, and I forgot to scan it again today.
That's enough.
So I'll scan it.
I understand you have to work. We don't work, so I understand. But what I'm saying is, we one of the things the executive committee talked about was having a geographically based committee. So we got from Arizona to the East Coast, locally here in Maryland, Charlotte, North Carolina. We also needed a couple of people from the general Williamsburg. Oh, I haven't gotten to that yet. General area of Williamsburg, Virginia. And of course, that's why I reached out to Sugar and Bubba to ask for their help. And they have hit the ground, and I'm very enthusiastic of how they have come in. I just love how they participated the other night on the call. Absolutely both of them. I commend her mother for raising such a great daughter. I'm very serious about that.
Thank you. I'll tell her.
That's why they gave me the name Sugar. So anyway, that's what, by the way, in case you don't know, I think everybody knows, but maybe you don't know. We're targeting the planning committee. I guess I'm not part of the planning committee, but anyway, the planning committee, huh?
Yeah, you are, because you're part of communication, remember?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
I forgot about that.
Head of communication.
Communications.
But I'm not the decision maker. I'm not the leader. Rhonda is the leader, and it looks like we're more than likely going to go to Williamsburg in more than likely August. We're talking to the first week in August 3rd, I believe the first date is. But that's not cast in concrete until we sign a contract.
Right.
Till the committee signs a contract. So, but just Rhonda has solicited contracts, proposals, I should say, from at least 3 hotels. And there's so much to do in that general area. And I said on the call the other night, secretly in the back of my mind, I had wanted to go back to Virginia, not Richmond, but Virginia, primarily Williamsburg, Toronto, Tidewater, that general area there, because we hadn't been there in many, many, many years. And because we have so many Meekins there in that general area. For example, Bubba Meekins, Corliss's uncle, Bubba had, I believe, 11 or 12 siblings. So you see, they produce a whole bunch of kids, and then that kids produce a whole bunch of kids, and right on down the line. So there's a lot of heritage there, and I've been trying real hard to get them involved, more involved, I should say. And I think this is really going to do it. So that's where we are with that. And again, we expect to have a save the date email notification quickly, so people can start making plans for next year. Let's see, Melanie, if I left out something, let me know. Just holler.
If any of you want to join or help start in this process, you're more than welcome to come on aboard. But we'll be sending out more information, like Jimmy said, soon, because we're going to start breaking down into the individual groups, I'm guessing, because we have another meeting in like 2 weeks. So we'll be breaking down into the smaller groups to actually start the individual planning for everything, which we don't really have to start. We don't really have to wait for the save the date to start the other stuff, because we'll need the time, to form the committees, and all we need is 3 people in the group, really, 2 to make decision and 1 to tie break. So we can start those at any point. I guess I need to just get my life together and scan the papers, all the surveys to Jimmy, so he can have the emails of everyone who said they will help, and we can start sending out email blasts.
Yeah. So yeah, this is moving extremely. But look, this is October, and people will be making vacation plans starting next month or in November and December. Especially if they're working, they have to tell their employer, I want this weekend off or that week off. So I remember that, even though I haven't had a job a paying job in the last 19 years. So, and also Thursday night, we already have a volunteer to pay for that night. So really, attendees will only have to pay for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that's a tremendous offer. So we'll let you know. So
Herb sound like he ready to join the committee.
It sounds like you can't beat it with a stick.
Nope.
That's right. So I thought he was going to volunteer to pay for Friday night.
Oh, right.
I'll talk to Trump about that first.
So anyway, that's and that will be what we will call our 40th family anniversary or family reunion. Even though it was 40 years of this year, we're going to piggyback and we're going to call it. Next year will be we're going to call it our 40th pandemic. It'll be a pandemic 40th anniversary. Anyway, that's what we're going to call it. It's our reunion. We can call it anything we want to call it. So anyway, that's where we are with that. As you know, we don't have any chapters anymore, but the DC, for now, we're calling ourselves here in this area, DC Area Association, for lack of a better word. I don't care what we call ourselves. We're still going to be affiliated with the national. We're going to still have functions. We're going to let you all know what we're doing. Association means association, as far as I'm concerned. And at some point in time, we hope to host the reunion again, somewhere down the road in years to come. And so we're going to stay together. We're going to still have local functions. I personally am shooting for a huge function in 2024. That's just me talking, not the committee. But they haven't heard that yet, but they're going to hear it, that I think we should start working on having something, not a reunion, a local function in 2024, Lord willing. So we will continue to have things where, for example, we have a fundraiser for Thanksgiving, same type of fundraiser we had for Super Bowl. And anybody who's interested, let me know. I can make it available to you. And to pay is, I can make that's very easy also. So any help you can give us, it only costs 2 or 5 or 10. And some of the people on the call have already participated. So I just throw that out there. We'll continue to raise money, and and we're gonna let the national know exactly what we're doing. And because I don't care if we're no longer a chapter, we're still part of the family, and we're gonna continue to be a part of the family, and you just can't get rid of us. So simple as that. Okay, any questions? Genealogy, same old thing. We continue to work on that. I continue to work on genealogy every day. And again, I get frustrated when I follow somebody all the way back in the 1700s and they get lost. I don't get lost. There don't no more records, and I just get angry. I get upset. But I understand how it was back in the 1700s. Um, the Ted Herman Meekins birthday card project continues to move along on a monthly basis. The issue that I am seeing is some of the addresses that I have for our family it's not good. They're not good addresses. And that's we're paying 60 cents per stamp. So we can't have too many return cards that we send out. So anyway, we're gonna evaluate that at the end of the year and see how that went. But right now, I've received some really nice comments from the people who have received birthday cards unexpectedly from the executive committee. October birthdays, happy birthday to everybody who had a birthday in October. The trail, I hope you received a card from the committee.
I haven't, I'm just getting back from Buffalo, so I haven't checked my mailbox yet,
Okay.
but I'm honored if I did. Thank you for remembering.
What the intent was, even if you didn't get it, we sent you one, and the intent was there. That's the main thing. Let's see here. Good news. I didn't write it down here, but I do know there was a marriage since we were together. Laura Neal's grandson, Qadir, Qadir, I guess that's his name. Qadir Moore. This is they married a nice looking young lady last month. So much luck to them and congratulations to them. As far as hosting for this session, this type of session, I think I have the following people listed for the coming months. The trail, I believe I have you down for next month. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Thought you said January.
Okay, that's why I say I got so many. I got too many papers. I got to get everything in one place. Got you down. Now, Sugar, what month did I tell you?
You did tell me January.
Okay.
We missed it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, say it again.
I thought I was doing the games next month.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I thought that you were asking.
I did. Detroit, can I bump you down the line?
To what?
March or April?
That's fine.
March? Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, my apologies for that. But I've got notes everywhere, and this, doing this reunion, my basement right now is still not clean because of that reunion. This was the staging area, and it's still That's why I'm blurred out. Yeah, I don't want y'all to see how bad it looks down here. So, I just,
Take that upstairs.
you know, I want to apologize for not being as sharp as I have been on some of these things, but then again, I don't, because I can only do but so much. So what I'm showing is, Corliss for next month. Leslie for December,
It's just
and
upstairs.
no, why don't I, Detroit, why don't I move you to January?
That's where you had me.
Right, I'm well on my paper here. I got you. January.
So you want me to stay in January?
Yes, I want you to stay in January.
Okay.
Wow. So yeah, from now on, I'm gonna keep it all this record all on one sheet here instead of on that sheet and on that sheet. This is ridiculous. Something as simple as this. So March and April are available. Gregory will do February. He was supposed to do tonight, but he is out of town. He is in Norfolk, I believe, for the homecoming, Norfolk State probably.
Yeah, KJ will be there.
That's his alma mater.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which
Yep, I'll
reminds
be there tomorrow too.
you might run into him.
And KJ too.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where he went to college.
Mhm. So, okay, all right. I messed up all of that, but anyway, we'll talk about it each month and I'll keep it straight going forward. Oh, you all will keep me straight. Let's put it that way. Okay.
Put it on your
Um,
calendar. Put it on your
Yeah,
Google
that's what
calendar.
I thought about it yesterday. I said, but like, I'm gonna put it on my calendar so I have the dates. I have the dates already, but I'm gonna put the names there so I don't have to worry about this from now on. That's it. That's all I have to say. The floor is open.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
This is for Preston. It's an easy question that you can answer. I just want to know how your brothers are doing.
Well, Rich was doing good the last time I saw him. I saw him the day before yesterday. I spent a couple hours with him, and he looks good. He wanted to get out of rehab on Friday, and his therapist said that she would rather him stay longer. So the last word I heard was he's going to stay in there for another maybe 14 days.
Okay.
But he said he was all right with what she said, because the last time he rushed out of the rehab and he had an accident and he fell.
Mm.
So he said, I'm gonna let these people put me out now.
That's right.
And Merle fell down and bounced right back up. He had a stroke. He had a mild stroke, and he couldn't use his left hand. Couldn't make a fist or open it or nothing. And by Sunday, and that was on Sunday morning, or by Sunday night, he was making a fist. This worst thing is happening now is that he talks kind of slurred speech. But the doctor freed him up to drive yesterday. So,
Wow.
so that's all those seem like progress reports to me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you for that.
Right.
Great.
And I've been calling and checking. I don't usually call and check on Merle. Merle usually checks on everybody. I've been calling and check on him. He said he's okay. You don't need anything. I said, if you do, I'm gonna touch. This is his saying, I'm only a touch tone away.
I like that.
So
I like that.
So I told him I'm only a touch tone away.
Good.
I like that. I'll try to remember that.
Right.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
Next, anyone else?
I just, I'll put my video on, so I'm not staring at everything else. But I just wanted to say, because I haven't made the last few meetings, but the family reunion was nice. And I applaud those of you who were working on it diligently for all of the months before that. Everything was lovely, and it was good to see you all in person and
Right.
be able to know who you are, you know. So that was wonderful. So great job.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
I remember her.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yep.
I have to say too that that was a great weekend for me. I had a great time. I just enjoyed seeing all my family. It was just a wonderful time.
Yes,
I had
and as
fun sitting in. I'm sorry, Jimmy. Go ahead.
go ahead.
I had fun sitting in the lobby all night with my cousins and meeting my cousin Corliss and hanging out with her.
Yes.
Didn't want to get up the next morning.
Right.
We had fun sitting in the lobby. They put them out the restaurant, but they couldn't put us out the lobby.
That's right.
Okay, anyone else?
Yeah, I had a ball, and it was just great being with our cousins. And I'm going to tell you all an embarrassing moment. I was so excited to join in on my cousin's fun night that I joined in last Friday. And I'm like, well, I kept checking the number, and I'm like, okay, this is right. And I looked at the calendar and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
So it's fun being with my cousins.
See, the first came in on Saturday.
I have a question about the fun night. Is the number going to stay the same next time that I use tonight?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I stopped changing it because.
Okay, because I had an old number and I couldn't get on. That's why I had to call you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to keep this number, and if I change it, I'll make sure everybody knows.
Okay.
But I still send it out in an email to everybody, to all 411 family members. I have 411 people, and you see we got how many? 6, 7 people.
I have a request.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please put it in the in our rooms, like in the New York room, in the Meekins room? That way, if people see it, they may be apt to join.
Yeah.
I do put it there.
I went to the New York room tonight and there was no number. That's why I called.
I don't put the numbers there.
But that's what I'm saying. Can you put the number in?
I'm reluctant to do that because I'm not sure. I know the Coles Lemons Meekins only has family members.
So does the New York.
See, I don't know that. I mean,
I
you're telling me
control that. So yes.
But and so that's fine. I can do that. But I was reluctant because when we first started off, I wanted to try to control it, thinking it'd be, well, there are knuckleheads that try to get in on stuff that shouldn't be on there. And that's been my concern. You seeing people trying to steal your Facebook IDs and pictures and stuff. Like my Brenda got busted. Oh, shouldn't got busted, but shouldn't say busted. Her likeness was stolen and they hacked 6, 8 months ago. So that's why I have kind of reluctant to do that. But I send out the emails anyway with that information on there. So
but
that was my thinking.
The picture that you created this month was so captivating. I think it might have drawn some people in. I did put it up on Instagram, hoping that we would get some, some of the people that peek at it.
I tell you what I'll do. I'll put the login information on all 4 family sites on Facebook, and we'll see how it goes.
Okay, I'm gonna put some pressure on these New York Woodsons.
Okay. I'll do that, and if you all just have to help me screen, these people that's coming in that might come in. I mean, I said might, but that was my thinking originally, trying to control the knuckleheads that potentially could get in here, and we not know who they are. you know, people sign in with iPhone 62 or something like that, and we don't know who the heck they are.
Mhm.
So anyway, we'll try. We'll try it next month. We'll put it.
Okay.
I'll put the information in there, and hope it draws some more people. I'm willing to try anything once, almost anything once. When I was young, I said, I'm AARP eligible, so I said once. I'm AARP eligible.
For a long time.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. Wait, wait a minute.
How did you manage to find Larry Woodson?
Through Rhonda.
Ron, okay. Because he used to take me to school when I was a little boy.
Wow.
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
Not this
we
Larry.
rode,
Probably.
we rode on the same school bus.
You think it's the same Larry?
Just let me
It's
see a
the same.
picture of him.
It's the same one. He lives in Richmond now.
That's
As a matter
correct.
of fact, I'm gonna send out an email tonight, broadcast, because he sent me a fundraiser, a New Kent fundraiser, for the weekend. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do that tonight. And he's a huge supporter of what we do, especially the scholarship fund. A huge supporter. I mean, if you get my drift.
Rhonda sent me a email earlier today saying, remember we were talking about the fundraisers and Carlina mentioned the popcorn. So she asked me, she sent me, he had given her information on a fundraiser popcorn. So I told her I'll look into it to see. It wasn't the same one, but I told her I'll look into it to see which would be a better fundraiser. Because some, you got to look at the profit that we would make off of it, opposed to the company making money. If it's a 50-50 split, then that's a better fundraiser. So I told her I'll look into it and let her know which one, if it was a good one, because I think it's something put on by NCAA. No, that's not what she said.
NACP.
Yeah,
NAACP.
that one. Yeah.
I'm gonna pull it up here in a second on my other computer here. If I can find it real quick. But anyway, it's like a 4-day affair, I believe it is. Starting on the I believe starts at 17. Give me a second, I'll have it in a minute. And I'm gonna send that out tonight.
Is that the double good?
I kind of glanced at it, but I didn't pay much attention to it. I was trying to but the bottom line, Larry, I think he's the vice president of the New Kent NAACP. So Herb, that is the same Larry.
Really?
Oh yeah, I think that I'm pull up here in a second.
He used to be short, now he's tall then.
Oh.
I never heard that.
Yeah, he's I saw him at Claudette's funeral back in May or June, whenever that was.
Right. Okay.
That's the day it was like 98 degrees out there in that hot sun.
Oh yeah.
That was a hot day.
Him and Tank and Rhonda are first cousins.
Yeah.
Right.
So
all three, they're first cousins.
Yeah. Let's see here. Where is this thing? Where is it? Anyway, to make a long story short, it's the same Larry from New Kent.
Okay.
Yeah, he's I tell you, our cousin Gloria Woodson Bassett, she pulled him in to start helping us a few years ago.
Oh.
And I'm not sure if I told you this story before, but when I saw him at the funeral down in New Kent, Claudette's funeral, he said, I thanked him for his contribution. He had just sent me, I know what it was. I sent out a message. Oh, I know what it was. I sent him a copy of our family reunion, the booklet that was out, the souvenir book, unsolicited. I sent it to him. I wanted him to see the pictures of the people who have been award winners to date. Because I know he contributes substantially to that fund. And he received it on a Saturday. He immediately put another check in the mail that day. The second one this year.
Wow.
It stunned me. He put it in the mail that Saturday, and on Monday I got it. So, but anyway, he told me that Emma Woodson Hill had come down to New Kent when he was in high school. He was a senior, and he wasn't going to go to college. And she came in and said, "Boy, you going?" I'm paraphrasing. "Boy, you are going to college." And she took him to Virginia Union and University and got him enrolled. So he has a real fondness for education, and that's why he supports us so much. So we could have named the scholarship fund at a more deserving person than Emma Woodson. So, but yeah, I can't find that thing right now. But anyway, I got about 5 different folders, and I'm not sure which one oh, there it is right there. He sent it to my DC function. But the popcorn, I just glanced at the picture. Yeah, he's vice president. He's vice president of the New Kent branch of NAACP, and it's let's see, the popcorn is. It says, and this is for the 17th through the 20th, I believe it is, of October. Yeah, 4 days on October 17th to the 20th. And it gives you direction on how to do it. Lamar Marie's Gourmet Popcorn, if that means anything, whatever that means. So that's what he's doing right there.
And
So that's good.
you're sending that out tonight?
I'm gonna send that out tonight
Okay, good.
because it's the 17th. That's just right around the corner here. But
That's Monday.
yeah. So I'm gonna get that out. Yeah, Brenda and I have been in Richmond since Wednesday of last week, so we decided to come home. I used to go to Richmond by myself most of the time because there were grandchildren here in the house, especially during school time. She was here making sure the kids went to school and were picked up from school. We don't have any grandchildren anymore. We're empty nesters, so to speak, almost, except for one son. And he's 40 years old, and I don't know when the hell he's leaving. But
Never. If he's still there now, he ain't going nowhere.
but Brenda's still going through withdrawals because there's no grandchildren here, and there's nothing to do. There's plenty to do, but she don't realize there's plenty to do. She needs to do it. I mean, come on, get with the program. So I told her today there's frozen chitlins out there. She need to get out there, get them chitlins ready.
Chitlins?
Yeah.
Chitlins.
Oh wow. That's a Thanksgiving. That's a Thanksgiving dish.
Well, I'm not gonna wait till Thanksgiving. because it ain't gonna be that many chitlins. Them chitlins for me is not for our guests.
Oh,
Eat them before Thanksgiving.
Those for this weekend. Ooh, no.
Oh Lord. No,
wow.
I'm just kidding. We've had that's one of the things Wayne used to like. Is you cooking the chitlins this time? Not this time. So, but anyway, folks, I've been running my mouth here. Anyone else have anything else to say?
Jimmy,
Yes.
piggyback on what you just said about Miss Emma Jean, cousin Emma Jean. That I had just heard that a few days ago. It just reminded me. Once she spoke, you stopped and listened.
Yep.
And a lot of people followed her steps. Virginia Union. And that's where my old principal, he was there in the 20s. And him, that's where he met his wife. And he came from out of South Carolina, Reverend Dr. Watkins. And I was just told by a couple of people that she had talked them into going to school because they didn't have any plans of going to school, not further their education, put it that way. And I didn't realize that there was 13 of them in Emma Jean's and family.
Right.
I didn't know it was that many. All I know was the ones that I used to see in New Kent. And the rest of them had moved away. So I just know who I used to see. Yeah. I think they said it was 10 girls and 3 brothers. And I didn't realize the family was that big, to tell you the truth. And I was right there in the county.
And you touched on something that she went out of her way, so to speak, to get kids involved to go to college. And that back then it seemed like this is what they should preach to: get an education, get an education. And now these knucklehead kids now, I don't know what to say. I'm frustrated. The opportunities, I didn't have that opportunity when I came out of high school.
That's
Nobody
right.
said to me, here's some money over here, a scholarship. They said nothing,
You're right.
nothing, absolutely nothing. And Melanie knows what I'm talking about. I got grandchildren. I got, I got one who, I don't get into that, but she's sixth grade short, been that way for 3 years. But anyway, and the other one, the Nick's oldest one, he's a professional YouTuber. That's his profession. I can't get him to go to college. I did, and I told him you can do both of them. Do both. I'm just frustrated.
Yeah.
Very frustrated. Because I tell him, I say, I have my stuff hanging on the wall. You need to have something hang on the wall and say, this is what I can do. Whether it's college, trade, doesn't matter. Say you can do something.
That's true. That is true.
If you out here and you say, somebody said, what do you do? What's your profession? Oh, I don't know. Well, I don't have one. Do that. You can't do that. Say you can do something. If the garbage people forgot to pick up our garbage for 4 days. I had to call the county.
Really?
Yeah, I had to go to the county, and they, if you're the garbage collector, do the best you can. Do the best. Be the best one out there.
I was taught that.
Whatever you do. And speaking of kids and stuff like that, and Emma, it reminds me of what we're probably the planning committee is probably going to do next year. And that's one of the things they're looking at now, is getting our young people and physically taking them to an HBCU campus.
There you go.
I'm talking about next August when we have a family reunion. See, daughters following in behind their mama's footsteps. That's what it's all about. So anyway, I'm talking too much. I'm sorry.
Back in the day, Jimmy, when we went to a field trip, if you left New Kent and went to Williamsburg, man, it was just like going to New York City.
Going to the pottery.
I'm telling
right.
you. I'm telling you.
I remember those field trips.
Right. But see, I remember when the pottery, when you walked in on the ground. They didn't even have a floor in there. And I was a little boy. Am I right, Jimmy?
That's right. That's right.
And had one man in there making the dishes. One man, and everybody would take a peek through the window and move on, and watch him. And everything was wrapped in newspaper when you bought it. And the man that owned it, well, my aunt, she happened to work there, and she was my oldest aunt, and she was working down there, and she became a supervisor. So we was down there looking around and everything. She said, that's the owner there, but you couldn't tell. He was looking on the ground for pennies and stuff, He didn't all dress all up in a necktie and all of this, but he owned the whole pottery. You would have never known it. But nowadays, we get a Cadillac, we think we're on top of the world.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah, people on the East Coast should make it go out of their way to go to the pottery. I know Osa used to come down there to the pottery. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. And that pottery employed a lot of our relatives also.
I'm telling you, you'd be surprised.
Absolutely.
Be surprised. They used to ride 5 and 6 in a car at one time to get to work.
That's right.
Wasn't no buses going down through there at that time.
As a matter of fact, I have too many statues in my front yard that I bought from there, that were made there. I got 2 white ones. I got one on this side of the yard and one on that side of the yard. And I put it there 39 years ago. And that's where I got it from. Yep.
I have a bowl that I bought on one of the field trips. I bought it for my mother. is like, it looked like a head of cabbage. So it's a
Oh.
green bowl and the top is the top part of the cabbage leaves. I have it in my kitchen now, up in the cabinet.
Yeah, a lot of
Hmm.
people hate to see that place go away.
Mm-hmm.
It was something else because stuff was made right there,
Mm-hmm.
right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and you go across the railroad tracks. There's other
Oh.
places. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
you remember that?
On a
Oh yeah,
Friday night, you better know what you're doing.
that's
Go
Uh-oh.
right.
across the track. Go across the track.
But
I've been across the track many times.
but
Uh-oh.
now they got the Williamsburg outlets, I guess you call it.
That's correct.
Yeah, and I go down there and buy my Nike shoes, and veterans get 10% discount in most cases. So kind of keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Good
So
to know.
Yeah.
so don't remember that the trail next summer,
Mhm.
10%. So and most of the stores there give you 10%.
Yeah.
But you got to
Okay.
get down there early because the buses now come there. A
Ugh.
whole bunch of buses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, whole bunch of them come there, and they let them off the shop, and they get back on the bus. As soon as they can give them an hour or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, them buses coming from everywhere. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else? I don't want to hold you all too long, but I enjoy the conversation more than anything. Like I say, it's almost like being at the barbershop. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, I haven't been to the barbershop in many, many, many years. Many years. I mean, probably a couple of decades.
Mm.
I have everything built in the house here.
Oh, okay.
My wife is she's a multitasker. She can do hair. She can do a lot of things.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if anybody wants to, the 3 committees that we started so far is the finance, communication, and the young adult, and that's probably the one that's going to be trying to plan the trip over to the colleges, or having some more young people interactive, or trying to pull them in to be more focused. So those are the 3 committees that we've started outside of what was on that sheet as far as planning. So if anybody wants to do any part of the actual planning, let us know. Let me know.
Mm. Is Hampton Institute one of them? The schools?
Yes.
Think so?
Yes, and I told the committee the other night that we have a family member who will be a senior there at Hampton next year, and she's already said she would help us. Linda, I'm talking about your
Jayla.
Jayla,
Yeah.
Donnie's daughter. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
have to stop and say which cousin belongs to which cousin. Jayla Parker.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she'll be can you believe that she'll be a senior this time
Time
next year?
flies.
That may sound
Wow.
familiar.
Time flies.
Her mom is Donine Chin Parker.
Mhm.
That sound familiar.
Donine's father was Byron, who passed away a couple of weeks ago.
Mhm.
But
Oh.
Donine has 2 children. Her son Jamal Parker Jr. plays for Winnipeg this year in the Canadian Football League. This is his rookie year up there, I believe.
Yeah.
And so he's doing quite well up there. So you'll see him on TV just about every weekend on ESPN probably. And then Jayla's at Hampton University.
Got a little story to tell you.
Yes, sir.
In 1965,
Uh-oh.
my brother-in-law was I think 10 years old, and me and my wife and my son was a year old. Me and my wife took a trip to DC, and while we were on the road, we stopped at Annapolis, and my 10-year-old brother-in-law said, "Press, can I go here?" And I said, "All you got to do is keep your eye on the prize and work your butt off." And he wound up going to West Point instead of not Annapolis.
There
He
you
went
go.
to West Point.
Mm-hmm.
And then my son, who really idolized his uncle, He went to West Point. See,
mhm,
my brother-in-law graduated class of 77, I think. My
mhm,
son graduated class of 87 at West Point.
mhm.
In 2020, my brother-in-law's son graduated from West Point.
Mhm.
And in 2020, my grandson started at West Point.
Mhm.
And the
Hmm.
only reason I said that is because, like you're talking about taking these children to the car, you got to show them.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
got to show them. You know,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
know what? If you leave it to their own, they won't go.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope.
We
Nope.
got to show them.
Yep. That was a tremendous idea that came up, that Rhonda brought up.
Most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought about that. I
Mhm.
never thought about it. Take them there and show them. And she said a lot of these kids have never seen a college. They don't know what college
That's
looks like.
right.
Or they'll get started and get a little frustrated and they won't go
Right.
back after a semester.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
You do
I
that
wish
too.
I wish I had an opportunity. Boy, I would have had a great time. I probably would have had a whole lot of bunch of kids, but I would have had a wonderful time. Tell you that right now. But
What? Hey, Jim, you almost slid that one past me, man.
I guess it fell to my late son. He had a whole lot of bunch of kids.
Hey.
Yeah, so yeah, if you have an opportunity to go to a campus, especially a campus, have a good time. Enjoy your life. It only goes around, you only go around one time during that period of 18 to 22. Have a ball.
You know, I used to drive a charter bus, and you don't know how many college tours I have been on,
Hmm.
you know, taking kids to different colleges,
Mhm.
you know.
Mhm.
And I'm telling you, you can't just tell them. You got to show
Gotta
Mhm.
show.
Mhm.
I agree.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's right.
Mhm.
Okay, anything else, folks? I don't want to hold you too long. Don't want y'all blaming on me now.
them.
Night.
Hey, Jim,
Night is
my
Friday
I
night.
don't know about y'all's systems, but I got an on-off switch. You
Well,
can't
as
hold
long,
me too long. I'm here because
well,
I want to be.
I hope you don't. I hope you don't tell your lady friends that. I mean, 'cause
Uh-uh.
you got. Oh,
I'm not even going to go into that with you.
Right.
Like this can't take these conversations.
so anyway, but before we go, I want to say a special thank you to Sugar, because she's a trooper. I mean, she is multitasking tonight. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for joining us. Thank
Yes.
you. I really appreciate it.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's good to see everybody.
Good to see you.
Have
Mhm.
fun.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad my earbuds are working.
Okay, folks, if no one has anything else, we're gonna sign off.
All
And
Okay.
right.
we look forward to seeing you next month. Be
Good
safe.
night,
Good night,
everybody.
Okay.
Good night,
Good night.
everybody.
Bye
Good
bye.
night.
Night.
Tight. Don't let the bitty bugs bite.
I'm not leaving because y'all tell me to. I'm leaving because it's time to go.
Okay.
So long, everybody.
All
Good
right.
Bye bye.
night.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Mhm.
Get out the way, thing. There we go.